Oh, snaps. Is she prepared for war? With God of War? What the? What's up, Nitro Nation? Well, you're looking at it. My latest, how should I say, Van Gogh of painted bodies. This isn't custom. Well, actually it is custom because I custom did it. This is the Muggy Maniac's work here. Take a look at her now. Is she looking bad ass? This isn't something you call, normally, you know, you hear people call their platforms 8 scale, 5th scales, you know, sexy. There's nothing sexy about this thing. This thing is just badass looking. I think it's badass. Look at that. Zah. Oh shit, even customized the nose piece. Got Kratos looking like what? What's up? You want some of this? Oh snaps. Oh yeah, people. The Muggy Maniac did not hold back on this one. Yes, I am a huge fan of God of War. Played and finished most of them. I think I played and I finished all of them except for the last 2. Yeah, and my older daughter finished the latest Kratos, which has his son and he has an axe, and it's a pretty sick game. I haven't got a chance to really get into it, but I plan on it. I am, FYI, for my birthday, I know my birthday's coming up, I'm getting a brand new big ass TV, so I think I'm going to wait till then to actually break out the God of War. But, yeah. You guys want to know how I do these paint jobs? Because if you remember, I also did the, where's the body at? Oh, not this one, but the superhero one that I did in my Techno. I did that myself too, okay? So I decided to go next level, and I really upped it on this one. Yeah, so the Mugen MBX 5R, which, by the way, is 13 years old, over a decade, has got some 2019, I know it's not 2019 yet, but only a few days away, 2019 flavor. And I think this vehicle here is ready to get serious. And it just in time, too, because the Pico is ready to rock and roll. It's ready to get off the nipple. No more 20%. Ran the last tank of it recently. Actually yesterday. And we're going 30%. We're going to go 30%. I don't know if I'm going to scream it too much. I am going to open her up. So the next video after you see this one uploaded will be this one. I'm going to run it just like this too. I mean, these Proline bodies, they're called Proline Phantom. Okay? eBay them. They're around 30-40 bucks. If you really look around, you can get them brand new, unpainted for, like, I think I paid 25 bucks for this one. I think I paid 27 for that one. That was one I did just before this. I mean, this is a, custom job that I do too. Actually, I wish I would have saved this. Well, I'm going to leave that. I need more of these little Pico stickers. Pico glow plug. Zah. Pico. P3 28 7-port modified nasty little bitch, man. And that is the first one. So, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you know, obviously, this is the only buggy I have. You know, I got the Techno getting, I just finished putting brand new titanium, changing out the titanium turnbuckles. The ones on here were steel. Man, these things here, just these 4 that I took off and replaced with titanium, this shit's heavy, man. It's a lot of weight. Anyway, I'll get into what's going on with the Techno, but more importantly, front stage and center here is the God of War Mugen MBX 5R race kit buggy with the Pico modified, because there's the tattoos, modified by Rick at R&B Mods, is ready to roll, man. You know, I don't know, but I've been all around YouTube, and I've seen a lot of Novarossis and modified stock. You know, you see the LRPs, you see the OSs, you see the alphas here and there. You see a couple R&Bs. You see the reds. If you search, it is very hard to find this motor anyway, Pico .28, let alone modified, of anybody running it. The videos that I've seen were very, very mediocre. Guys had like lame ass platforms. Like the thing wasn't even set up right. I mean, just really surprised me that there isn't anybody with quality footage on one of these motors modified by somebody legit at that, because I don't know who these people modified their motors to, but I only deal with one guy, and I will only deal with one guy from now on for the rest of my Nitro career, which will be Rick at R&B Mods. I unfortunately didn't get a chance, maybe, who knows, later down the line, to get any TNS ones. You know, I heard good things about them, but I feel more comfortable with a guy modifying my motors that does it for a living, not some guy that just does it as a side gig. So I'm glad Rick does this for a living and is able to earn a living, and I'm glad to contribute and help him and continue to help him by plugging him on my channel. And I know there's a lot of guys, not just me. John plugs this guy now. You know, John's kind of, I guess, fading away from TNS, you know, because, you know, he knows that, you know, Rick's current, up to speed, and Rick just, I mean, face it, the guy does it for a living. I don't know, I've been around, not just in Nitro, but mechanics, and you know, I'm a full-on gearhead, and, you know, I wouldn't want a guy working on my car that does it as a part-time gig. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't feel comfortable. So I feel more comfortable with, you know, somebody that does it for a living and has been doing it for many, many years, like a guy like Rick. So that's why I trust Rick with my motors from now on, and he will be only one to be touching my motors. And I've got 3 more on that are going to be sent to him soon. One of them I'm waiting for. So I've decided I am getting a Roma, Novarossi Roma, .25. It's going to get modified along with my OS XMAC .21, the one that you guys seen before, and it will be also getting modified with the LRP .32. And by the way, I just got done, finished watching John's video. By the way, shout out to Mr. Za, and I know he is a fan of God of War, so check this out, John. How do you like this one? Look at this. That's Kratos, baby. That's not the old, this is the new Kratos. Fitting for me because, you know, I'm an old fart anyway, so he's sporting the beard. He's rocking the beard. You know, got a little shot up here of his son. Like I said, this is all, I done all this myself. The paint is, it's not as black as I wanted it, although I did get the front nose piece all black. And then if you notice, the back end of it fades to black. The middle is kind of it's a mix between a black, pearl black, and a metallic red. And that's the metallic red, what it actually looks like. What's Kratos saying right there? But if it is a fight you seek, you shall have one. Oh, snaps. Kratos saying, you want some of this, Mugen? With this modified Pico .28 in it? Oh, come and get some, man. Yeah, I'm proud of this thing, man. I really like the way it turned out, man. I'm really happy with it. You know, I'm sure my Muggy's jealous. The MBX7 is jealous. It's gonna get another. Wait till you see the body the next body that I'm gonna. This is the one that came with it. This is the beater, basher body. Wait till you see the body that I'm gonna do with this one. I'm gonna do an evil, sick ass body with this one. You wait. Another one's coming. So anyway, there she is. Badass. Okay, ready to rock and roll. Pico's ready to. Ready to. Get some serious rapping. Okay, she's ready. The only thing I think it throws it off is because of the blue head, but that's okay because. Guess what's going in this thing after I'm done breaking this Pico in? The reds, baby. And you don't tell me that reds in the back of this thing, modified reds by no other than Rick at R&B Mods. Yeah, this nasty little .21 is going to go in here when I'm done with the Pico. And we are going to put the Pico in the Mugen MBX7 TR race trigger. We're going to put it in that one. Got a few things to change in here. We're going to put those CV boots that protect the universals in here. These are new uprights. I'm still waiting on some brand new upper arms. But other than that, this thing's ready to rock and roll too. But next on deck after this is after I'm done running the Mugen buggy, we're gonna fire up again the Novarossi Rex Legend 28.8 modified by and tattooed by Rick at R&B. Like I said, this motor is. I love these motors because every time you run it, it gets better. That's what's cool about these the Novarossi 28.8s. So I know the next time I fire this up in here, it's going to be on and cracking. It's like they get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. They don't fully come awake until at least 2 gallons of fuel. Keep in mind, this thing's got maybe a quart in it. So I've got about, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 quarts of fuel to go before this thing actually comes completely alive. But that's what's cool about it, man. It's like every time you run this thing, it's brand new because it just gets stronger. I even asked Rick because I said, "Hey, Rick, have you noticed that about the Novarossi 28.8?" He goes, "Oh yeah, that's the way these motors are. They don't fully come alive." He said it takes at least 2 gallons of fuel for the piston and the sleeve to totally become set to where they're nice and worn in and nice and just perfect. 2 gallons of fuel. So I'm not just making that up, and I have 3 of these motors, even though this is the only modified one, and I've ran exactly about 2 gallons through my stock one up there, and yeah, as soon as I got to about 2 gallons, the last time I ran it, which was around 2 gallons, when I got, yeah, that thing just all of a sudden, next level. It was crazy. You know, so be patient if you get one of these or have one of these. If you're a newbie, I recommend one of these. I hope watching this video of John, by the way, great video, John. Every time I see him show Rick's not Rick, but Track Day Hobbies, man, I get jealous, man. I wish we had a hobby shop like that. I would move in there. I would live in the back of Ray's Alley, be homeless, whatever, just as long as I'm right there. I'm just kidding. But no, I that would be cool to have a hobby shop like that. Unfortunately, other than Southern California, we don't have very many of those, or any of them at all. But so the Techno, not only is the Techno getting the Novarossi, but it also got a huge upgrade. So, a company called T-Works. I run their skid plates. I have one, I don't know if you can see it, I have one underneath here. And I have one, I run them on all my, there's one under here. You guys can see that. Underneath my Mugen. I think I have them, but I got to put it on for my buggy. I run these just protect underneath from your bolts and your shit getting all scratched up. But anyway, T-Works makes very affordable titanium turnbuckles. So I know these ones, the first ones I put on, these are ProTech titanium, but these are only 4mm, but they're just the steering. The ones on the turnbuckles are 5mm. It's just really hard on truggies to, unless you want to spend a bunch of money. Lunsford, you can just get them through Lunsford, but they're going to run you about $18 a piece for one. Keep in mind, if you want to replace them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're talking 6. 6 times, let's just say $20. It's $120 for, a bunch of these. But these things are, there's way nothing, man. It's like it's not even real. I want to just snap it because it's so light, but that's titanium, man. I also have some from Serpent. I think I only need 2 of them. I'll have a couple extra, but I'm going to put a couple in the back because I don't have them in the back on my the Mugen. So, but anyway, T-Works. I would tell you the part number, but it wouldn't matter because they're all different sizes. You just got to know your size. These are 5x98 in the front and the rear. So now the Techno has full, and man, when I took them off, I weighed these. These are the steel ones that were on there. 40 grams. Almost, yeah, about 42 grams. That's a lot of weight, man. That's like the weight of, like this one screwdriver. It's almost the weight of another full tank of fuel. So anyway, that's what's up with the Techno. Techno is ready to rock and roll. And I'm really excited too to fire up this the Novarossi 28.8 modified by R&B Mods by Rick the man. Shout out to Rick. Thank you, Rick. I'm having a great time breaking in these motors, learning a lot. So as you guys can see, there's a cycle. We started out with the first Italian. Remember, the original title of my video when I got these motors was the 3 Italian. So we're on our 3rd Italian, which is the Pico. The first Italian that we broke in modified was the .21 Reds. That one has got to get fired up again. Then the second one we broke in was the Novarossi, the 2nd Italian, 28.8. Also modified by Rick at R&B. And then obviously the one that I'm on right now, the 3rd one, is the Pico. .28 7-port P3 modified by R&B. So now that I'm on the 3rd motor, as soon as I'm done getting this thing nice and broken in, then it's time to go back through the cycle. Then I'm going to go back to the .21 Reds. I'm going to throw it in here in the Mugen, and the Mugen's going to get back-to-back runs actually, because I want to run that motor again. I want to continue to cycle these 3 motors until they've got at least a gallon of fuel through them. And by that time, it's going to take a while. By that time, I should have my other mods back, and we'll start the cycle again. I thought of doing, like John, 4, 5, 6 at a time. I don't want to do that many. 3 at a time is plenty. I mean, just to break in these 3 motors has taken me, a month. I've had these motors back about a month now. It just takes time, and you got to be patient, not just breaking in the motor, but you got to remember you're running it through the platform. One quick thing before I end this video, I got to get back to some serious wrenching. I think I'm going to take this as an OFNA Hyper 21. It needs a sleeve, piston rod, and a back plate. Probably run me about 150 bucks. But since they don't make these anymore, these motors, or these .21s, I think it's worth it. I already have one. But what I'm going to do with this one, since it's all going to be pretty much brand new, I'm going to get this one modified. I want to take this old school OFNA Hyper 21, which in its time, even stock, is a badass. They're 8 ports. Is a badass .21. I'd like to get this thing modified just for, it'd be like the equivalent of having an old small block 350 Chevy, built to the hill and just sitting on the side for whenever you want to fire it up and run it. So anyway, what I was going to say is when you run clutches and springs and all that, and I know Raja has done a video on, doing your clutch bell, and I haven't seen anybody, I don't know if he did, on your clutches and springs. John's done plenty of them. By the way, the video that's after the one I'm watching, he talks about your clutch springs, and the tension of the springs in modified motors. And let me tell you, from breaking in these 3 motors, modified motors do not run heavy springs. Remember, the heavier the spring, the more, the quicker it will engage, and it'll wear your shoes. You don't, the light springs in your clutch shoes are for weaker motors, stock motors that need help. Okay, that's what they're for. Same thing with plastic and composite shoes compared to aluminum. The heavier the shoe, the quicker it's going to come out. Okay? The lighter the shoe, it takes a little bit more time. That's why a lot of guys that are, and I know that run mods, are usually running aluminum shoes. If you're running stock motors, composite and plastic. So anyway, don't run heavy springs, run very light springs if your motor's modified. If it's not modified, you want to run really heavy springs to obviously compensate for the lack of power in just a regular stock motor. Otherwise, if you don't, you will, and that's one of the issues that I just had running that Pico the last time. The springs that I ran, I think one of them was a little bit too heavy. And that clutch, that shoe was done, so I had to change all the shoes out. I just changed all the springs, went light as I could, and all aluminum, so we should be fine now. But anyway, that's all I wanted to mention. So light springs modified, heavy springs stock. So just so you guys know, you heard it from other people, but just to let you guys know, again, since I've been breaking in these modified motors, that's what I noticed. So anyway, one more shot of that sick ass looking freaking old school buggy. Oh yeah, Za. There you go, Mr. Za. How about that? God of War. Alright people, I'm out. Peace.